YouTube family, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing 8 things that help me thrive as a military wife, and maybe just a wife in general, but I feel like we all want to be like excellent wives, so I'm going to share what helps me thrive as a military wife. And I think it would be super cool if at the end of this video all of you guys commented down below and told me how you thrive as a military wife, or if any of the things that help me thrive also help you thrive. Also remember, if you do like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel because I would really love that. This video is also in a collaboration with another YouTuber whose name is Bridget, and she is going to be giving some Milso tips today as she makes her very first care package. So I will have her channel linked below so you can go check out her military tips and also her cute care package. Anyways, let's get started. So the first thing that helps me thrive as a military wife, which I feel like every single wife needs, is chocolate and ice cream. Can't forget ice cream. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that my favorite ice cream is the Tonight Dough. I started to get a little manly there for a second. I'm obsessed with the Tonight Dough because it is like a beautiful mix of flavors and it's just beautiful. And I feel like I need that beauty in my life to make me a little bit happy sometimes when I'm feeling down. Like last night, me and Connor forgot to eat dinner, so guess what I had? Tonight Dough. I had it actually because I just wanted to have it. So it just made me happy because me and Connor had a really good day yesterday, and it just like, the Tonight Dough was just like icing on the cake, you know? It was just beautiful. So it makes my heart happy. Happy wife, happy life, you know what I mean? Number 2 is Netflix and Hulu. And this makes me thrive as a military wife simply for the fact that I get to release all of my excess emotions. Because I don't know about you guys, but I have a ton of energy sometimes, and sometimes I release them all onto my husband when he gets home. And I love him and I'm super grateful for him because he's an amazing listener and he loves to hear me talk. But sometimes I feel like my feelings and emotions overwhelm him because he's a guy and he doesn't have the same emotions. Like sometimes I'll just cry for no reason and he's like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I have no idea. You know? And so being able to like let my excess tears out on like Grey's Anatomy or something, or like get angry at the TV at How to Get Away with Murder or something, you know, like just letting those excess emotions out has really helped me not be like a super ball of energy. As you can tell, I haven't watched my Netflix today, so I like have so much energy right now. But one thing that I did want to put a caution tape over on this number is that if you watch Netflix or Hulu just to zone out, that can make you not such a good wife because you are keeping your emotions captive. But if you're watching a good show that can release your emotions, that's good. So just be aware of what you're doing. Are you holding your emotions in, or are you letting them out? So number 3 is a good support system, and this has helped me as a wife so much because sometimes when you're dealing with girl problems, you want to talk to a girl. You can't always talk to a man about your problems because they're a man, you know? And so you really need girls in your life to share your heart with, and ultimately to do life with, because they're probably going through the same things because they're a woman too. And so I really love getting to know the women in my area, and also being able to talk to my mom on the phone and my sisters on the phone, and just having that support system has really helped me not feel so alone, and I can share my heart with others, so it releases all of those things that are in my heart. And so I would definitely encourage you, if you don't have a support system, to find at least someone that you can share your heart with. Number 4 that has helped me thrive as a military wife, which, side note, I could always get better at this because I feel like everybody could get better at this, is good communication. A lot of arguments start because something is misinterpreted, or you know, maybe you didn't tell each other something like plans that you were gonna do, or oh hey, we're moving, or you know, like random things that you didn't communicate to each other. And I feel like sometimes we get mixed up, especially in the military, about what good communication means, because really all we do is talk. We talk through letters, we talk on the phone, we talk through Skype, and so we're like, oh yeah, I have good communication. But really, communication also has to do with active listening. It has to do with sharing your heart with each other. It has a lot to do with loving and respecting each other. It's like a whole bunch of areas wrapped up in communication. And so learning how to communicate well is something that I've actually been learning currently to get better at. And so I feel like it's really helping me thrive more currently as a wife, when me and Connor maybe get into disagreements and we can both say, okay, you know, let's calmly talk about this instead of being like, ah, 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 you know, so yeah, that's really helped me as a wife. Number 5 is flexibility and expectation. And I loop these together because one, as military wives, we need to be flexible. You know, things are always changing, and so it's just natural that we have to be flexible when it comes to plans, dates, trips, like all of those things. But expectation, I think, is the bigger picture of flexibility, because a lot of the times we as people have expectations, whether they're good expectations, bad expectations, whatever. We have expectations. So I feel like as a wife, if we have expectation that, you know, we're gonna go on this trip, I've already booked this trip, we're gonna have an amazing time, and blah, 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 like, you know, you have all these excited expectations, and then the date changes. If you are set in that expectation, it can lead to anger. It can lead to bitterness. It can lead to annoyance. Even though it was a good expectation because you wanted to spend time with your husband, if your expectation turns into like a need, you can get angry. And so yes, learning to have expectations, but also being flexible through those expectations, and saying, you know, if it doesn't happen, then, you know, I'm okay with that, and not turning that expectation into a need, like I have to have this. Because when you say you have to have it, it then becomes a need, and then when your need isn't met, you can get angry. And so I don't know if that made sense, but not having expectations and being flexible, I think are like one and the same, or go hand in hand with each other. And just being okay with change. And change is weird, and you have to get used to it, but just kind of going with the flow, being understanding as a wife, and stuff like that is super helpful. Okay, number 6 is hobbies. Now, this has helped me be a better wife because recently, now that it's summer, my husband didn't experience summer last summer because he was on deployment. He's been having a lot of hobbies, like he wants to go fishing, he wants to mainly fish. He really wants to go fishing and go hiking and stuff like that. But he has, you know, his hobbies, and I like fishing too, and so we'll definitely go together. But sometimes he likes to do them by himself. And so being a wife, I now need to find my own hobbies because, you know, he's not going on deployment, he's not going on our way. He just wants to go out and fish by himself. And so I'm gonna be alone and needing to do something. So being a wife and having my own hobbies and liking my own things can get me out about, especially if he is on deployment or he is underway. I can find things that I love to do, like cooking, shopping at TJ Maxx, which is probably not good, but I love TJ Maxx, decorating the home, painting, I love painting, and just finding things that really like express my creativity and the things that I love to do, and even YouTube as a hobby. And so doing all those things really brings out like joy in my life because I love to do them. And so because of that outward joy in my hobbies, it gets to be expressed in my home, be expressed onto my husband, and just creates like a better wife in me, you know? And so the next one kind of goes along with hobbies, and so it's enjoying loneliness. And I've talked about this in multiple videos, and hopefully I'll make a video soon of how to enjoy loneliness. But I have really grown in enjoying loneliness. And this is super important as a wife to enjoy loneliness, especially as a military wife, because we're not always going to be with our husbands. And so learning to be okay with yourself and, you know, having hobbies and having joy without your husband is super important, because yes, you complete each other as a married couple, but you are also your own person, and the only person that can make you happy is yourself. And so enjoying loneliness and being able to create that own joy within yourself is super important, because as an example, my husband would like go on an underway and he would come home and I would just like squeeze him and want to spend every single second with him of his entire life, and I wouldn't let him go. And he would, you know, go off to work and then come home, and maybe I only spent really like 2 days out of the week with him because, you know, maybe we had a busy schedule. Well, because we only spent 2 of those days together, which really was half of the day because he worked the other half of the day, like I would start to get annoyed because I was like, we're not spending time together. I want more time with you. Like, spend more time with me. And I would just like get so upset. And he loves spending time with me, but I think because I was like, spend more time with me, like I want to spend every second with you, he was starting to get like upset because he was spending time with me, but it just wasn't as much time as I wanted, because I just wanted to spend every single second with him, which is not a bad thing, again, because you are his wife. But learning to like have your own time and your own peace together, and him like maybe go read outside, and maybe me you know, paint inside, and enjoying my time by myself, and him doing his thing by himself. Because when we come together, it just makes us enjoy that time together so much more. And so enjoying your loneliness has made me so much of a better wife because I'm okay with just being by myself. You know, I'm not anticipating like how much time do we get to spend with them and like freaking out and being sad and like making it seem like he's the only person that makes me happy. Like spending time with him is the only thing that makes my heart full, because it's not. Like, you yourself have to be okay with yourself before you can complete someone else. You can't be an empty person longing for someone else to fill you. You have to be okay with who you are first and then go and be with someone. So again, I don't know if really that all made sense, but just enjoying loneliness has really, 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 really made me a better wife. And really, that's the greatest thing that I've learned as a wife, is just loving myself. And even biblically speaking, it says love others as you love yourself. And how can you love others if you don't love yourself first? And so being able to love yourself and then outwardly loving the person that you're with is super important. So yeah, I don't know if that made sense, but yeah. Okay, and the last one, which is really the very first one in my heart, is Jesus. The thing that makes me thrive more than anything is Jesus and who Jesus is. Because Jesus was peaceful, he was patient, he was kind, he was joyful, he was not selfish. He was just all of these things that wives and even husbands should desire to be. Because if I'm that for my husband, whoa, am I thriving. Because I don't have anger in my heart, I don't have selfishness in my heart, I don't have anxiety in my heart, I don't have stress in my heart. Like, I don't have any of these negative things in my heart. And so I'm like not just a good wife, but just a good woman in general. And that's something that I really, really desire, is just apart from being a wife, I want to be an amazing woman. And so being like Jesus does make me an amazing woman, but also makes me an amazing wife and thrive as that wife. And so yeah, Jesus is just the answer, like just simply that, just seeing who he is and mirroring that. So those are the things that help me thrive as a military wife. If you liked one of those, or if you are doing something other than that, definitely comment down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Ugh, I got hair in my mouth. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you are not, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, love you guys.